Hi, this is Parmar on emotional hurts. Naturally, if you're born as a human, you would go through several emotions, and not all emotions are pleasant enough for you. Some of the emotions are hurting and very disturbing. We often blame others for what they have done to us. However, blaming is not going to heal your emotions. You have to be in charge of your feelings and emotions. You may or may not be fully aware of all your hurts that you have got in the past because most of them we bury in the tissues of our body. The way we put things under the carpet, same way we have a subconscious mechanism to bypass all our hurts and emotions into our body tissues and organs. Only when they start screaming with too much of storage, we wake up and start looking for some remedial assistance. And not all remedial assistance can give you the solution to the stored emotional toxins in your body. Let's take one step at a time. I want you to prepare yourself to let go of and release the toxins. Because if you store these toxins in your body, you may suffer eventually with some or the other disease. Your aches and pains are stark reminders that you need to correct and change the way you store your feelings and emotions. It's not practical and possible to release these emotions in public because it can create an ugly scene and may turn out to be unpleasant experience for everyone concerned. Not always we have a shoulder to pour our feelings on. Not always we have empathetic people around us to be able to help us in expressing and releasing our feelings and emotions. The best way to do would be to do it by yourself in a meditative space. Why meditative space? Because being in a meditative space, you can release some of the emotional toxins from the subconscious mind. Being in a meditative space, you also get guidance from an unseen energetic assistance, and it can become a truly healing experience. This is guided radical affirmative healing meditation to address some of those deep issues embedded in your subconscious mind. All you need to do is revive those issues which are put in the archive section so that you can effectively address them. Recognize some of those issues which needs to be healed, realign them, reorient them, and reposition them in your own subconscious mind space. And when you do that, your responses shift and your reactions shift. As a result, the emotional responses go through a major healing. You can find this technique in Redikall Crystalline Mind book. However, even if you do not really know how this works, the guided affirmations will help you in a beautiful way. I revive my suppressed emotions. I recognize my suppressed emotions. I realign my suppressed emotions. I reorient my suppressed emotions. I reposition my suppressed emotions. I revive the reasons for my suppressed emotions. I recognize the reasons for my suppressed emotions. I realign the reasons for my suppressed emotions. I reorient the reasons for my suppressed emotions. I reposition the reasons for my suppressed emotions. I revive the need to suppress my emotions. I recognize the need to suppress my emotions. I realign the need to suppress my emotions. I reposition the need to suppress my emotions. I revive my fear of expressing my emotions. I recognize my fear of expressing my emotions. I realign my fear of expressing my emotions. I reorient my fear of expressing my emotions. I reposition my fear of expressing my emotions. I revive my need to let go of my stored emotions. I recognize my need to let go of my stored emotions. I realign my need to let go of my stored emotions. I reorient my need to let go of my stored emotions. I reposition my need to let go of the stored emotions. I revive my need to create space for the refined emotions. I recognize my need to create the space for the refined emotions. I realign my need to create the space for the refined emotions. I reorient my need to create the space for the refined emotions. I reposition my need to create the space for the refined emotions. Keep reciting and stay tuned with Aatmn.